All right, so we're all the way down to our mats. Okay. And we're going to take that ball behind our backs, right where it's touching up against us. Now, if your ball is squishy enough, you know, it shouldn't roll away, just stay kind of wedged in there. So we're going to start with our legs, fist width apart. Reach those arms long, shoulders down, and I want you just to round back onto your ball. So I'm rounding. So my chin will go to my chest, and I will bring it back up the same way I got down there. We'll inhale down. Exhale up. The shoulders should be melted down. The belly is scooping. Start to use the breath more. Inhale, round, 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 round. Exhale, lift up. Let's just do one more. We'll inhale down. And we'll exhale up. Now this time, instead of melting and rounding, I'm going to stay nice and flat spine. Tap that ball and come up. Yep, try that again. So nice and long, nice and long. And even add the glutes a little bit firing to bring yourself safely back up. Your gaze should be straight ahead so we don't throw that head back. Use your abdominals. And one more. Inhale and exhale. Now let's put both of those together. So we're nice and tall. We're barely touching that ball. We're nice and lengthened up. We'll start by inhaling, hinge, exhale, round. Inhale, round, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, flat back, exhale, round. Curl that chin to the chest, and then look straight ahead. Two more. Flat back, rounded spine, flat back. Last one. Inhale, to exhale. We take it forward and zip it up. So round back, round back. Let's take those hands behind our head. Right now, my abdominals are in flexion. That is what's holding me up. So I'm not completely dead on my ball. I'm pulling into my abdominals. We're going to do little marches here. One leg, then the other. So if you don't feel the abdominals firing, you may be leaning back too much. Curl it up. I want you to exhale each time you lift that leg. If this is too hard for you, feel free to put your hands down onto the floor. Take your time. Don't rush. Slower. 4. That's it. 3. No joke here. 2. And 1. Round yourself forward and sit tall. Let's slide that ball up to the mid-back. Lie down again. Same thing with the legs, one fist width apart, hand over hand behind your head. You're going to choose how far you go over the ball. We're going to inhale over. Exhale, abdominals pull you back up. Inhaling over. Exhale. So make sure your hands aren't helping you lift. Use your breath. The head just rests in those fingertips. 2 more, please. Inhale. 2 exhale. And 1 more. Inhaling over. And exhaling up. Now rotate to the front of the room where all the windows are. We're going to go over that ball sideways. So you feel a stretch more in the oblique. And then you crunch up. Inhale over. Exhale. So the oblique that I'm contracting the most is the one to the rear. Stretch it over. Crunch it up. Inhale, use your breath. Watch your neck. 2 more. Last one. And come back to center. And we'll go back over the center and crunch up. And we'll inhale. Great warm up for our core, yes? We're quiet, okay? You're either mad at me or focusing. And we go for 3 and 2. Hopefully your abdominals feel something. And 1. Now rotate to the back of the room. My hip should not have gone with me. I'll drape over the ball sideways and crunch up. Inhale. To exhale, my front oblique is really going to squeeze and lift me up. Elbows stay wide. And we'll take it for 4 more. And 3. You're almost there. 2 more. Feels lovely. Stretching over that ball. Bring it back to center. And we'll finish for the center. Take it back. And lifting it up. Inhale. Exhale. You want to feel as you're coming back up, the rib cage closing back up and then firing it down towards the hips. Give me 1 more, 1 more. Hands behind those thighs and we'll sit all the way up. Grab onto that ball. Reach the arms nice and long. Now this time we're going to lay all the way down. So make sure you have plenty of room behind you. So you should have been starting in the center of your mat. All right, so we'll inhale to prepare and exhale. I'm going to press air out of that ball as I articulate my spine. Once I'm all the way down, straighten the legs and reach the arms long. Great. Bring the ball back up over your chest and bend both knees. I'm going to take the ball behind my front knee and drape that leg over that ball. Arms will reach long to your side. So I'm going to really make sure the opposite foot is pressing firmly into the floor and that my opposite leg of the ball, that inner thigh is engaged. I'm going to lift my spine up as 1 unit. I exhale and I'll inhale down. Exhale. Can you feel your right, I shouldn't say right, your rear butt cheek lift and lower. If you're not working enough with the glutes, you're going to really feel yuckiness, that hamstring, and we're trying to avoid that. 2 more. We exhale up, inhale down. Now stay up here on this one. Keep your hips level. Tap the front toes that has the ball down to the mat and back up. Tap and lift. Inhale down, exhale up. I'm going to do for 4 more. 3 more. Take your time. 2 more. Good. And 1, and we'll just lower down that bridge. So I'm going to take my hands on each side of that ball, and I'm going to lengthen the other leg. I want you to take the ball into your back hand. This is that hand to the back. And I'm going to bring it around, pass it to the other hand, crunch up as I come behind that thigh again. So I'm going to lengthen behind me. Exhale, lift. Inhale back. Exhale, lift. You don't have to ever lift your head. Please remember that. And if you are lifting your head, we nod the chin to our chest before we lift up. Use your breath. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And last one. Inhale. Exhale. Hold it here. Now I'm going to do little pulses. And if your head is staying down, you would just press into the ball instead of curling that chin to your chest. And I go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release that leg straight and let it stretch. Bend both knees. I'm going to take the ball behind my back leg knee. All right, so my opposite leg, my front leg, I make sure that my knees and toes are facing straight ahead, that my knee and my inner thigh are making sure they're pressing into your center line. On an exhale, everything lifts up into a bridge. Inhale down. Exhale. Press through the back of your arms, the back of the head, the back of the shoulders as you're coming up. Exhale up. Inhale down. For 4. And 3. Give me 2 more. Where's your breath? Exhale up. Inhale down. Hold this one up, and we'll tap those toes. Inhale. Exhale. Down. If your ball is banging into the opposite leg, just reposition it behind that leg. We'll go for 4. 3. Good. 2. 1 more. And then lower down your bridge. Hands on the sides of the ball, lengthen the opposite leg. So your front hand is going to grab the ball, pass it behind you. As you come back around, I nod my chin to my chest. I reach it behind me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Eyes to navel when you lift up that head. And when you lift up your head, try to lift it to where the shoulder blades are off the mat. 2 more. 1 more. We're going to do little pulses, whether you're pulsing into the ball or pulsing into the abdominals. And 2. And 3. And 4. Here's 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Lengthen the arms and the legs. Get a lovely stretch. And bring the ball straight up. Shoulders are down, so don't have those shoulders lifted away from you. Slide them down, connect them to your back. Now really wrap your legs into a Pilates stance. So it's like when you lift the legs, there's only one leg because there's 2 connected, okay? Scoop the abdominals nice and deep. And on an exhale, squeeze your seat and see if you can bring the legs up towards the ball. If this is too hard to do 2 legs, you will alternate 1 leg at a time. Slowly let those legs come back down. Inhale, fill it back up. Exhale. Now when I go down, if I get to a point where I start to arch my back, I'm not going to keep lowering my legs. I'll stop my legs before my back leaves the mat. Inhale down, squeeze your seat. Exhale up. Inhale down. Use your abdominals. Exhale. There's a bowling ball, a heavy, heavy bowling ball on your torso. Make sure it's there and not letting your back lift up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Good. Just 2 more. Watch your back. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. So we're going to take our arms out like a T. And the front hand's going to have the ball. So here's my T, okay? So I'm going to take my front leg, we're going to do a scissor. My front leg comes towards me. My back leg goes away from me. I pass the ball behind that thigh. I bring my leg back up. The other hand has the ball. Now this time, the ball is going to match the leg is coming forward. And I go out to my T. So whichever hand has the ball, that leg comes towards you. Inhale, other leg. Now if you want, eyes to navel. Pause in the middle. Pause in the middle. Scissor, up to 90. Scissor, up to 90. Scissor, up to 90. Now freeze right here. Now I'm going to do like a figure 8. I'm going to keep my legs going. But I'm going to circle around the back of the leg and pass it. 1 and 1 and 2 and 2. 3 and 3. Head up or head down. We got 4 more to go. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Looking strong. 1 more. And release. Drop both knees to one side. You deserve that stretch and that break. And the other side. Even if you feel you don't want this break, take it. Bring it back to center. Okay, so lift up and put the ball underneath your pelvis. So how do you know where that ball should be? It should not be completely covering underneath that lower back, okay? So it's sort of like on your glutes and sort of to the lower back, okay? Zip these legs straight up. Pilates stance. So if I was walking around the room and I was trying to pull your legs apart, I should not be able to because you are wrapping those inner thighs to the back. The glutes are wrapping and the heels are kissing. We're going to go down for 3 counts. You choose how low you go, and then the abdominals pull you straight back up to the ceiling. Inhale, 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 exhale. And we go down, 2, 3, and lift up. So the further your legs go down, the more the glutes have to engage to protect the lower back. The ball should also be helping protect that lower back. The ball is a wonderful prop to keep our back safe. We inhale down, 2, 3, exhale, scoop deeper. And again, 1, 2, 3, zip it up. Inhale, 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 exhale. Just 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Bring it up. And 1 more. Hold it down here on the exhale. Release the breath. And let's just tap these heels. Now, if you'd rather be up towards the ceiling tapping your heels, go for it. Go where you feel the abdominals, but not the lower back. Loose feet, tight seat. So I'm going to take it for 4 counts. Up, 2, 3, 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Inhale down. Shh. Inhale down. Exhale up. Now take it to a scissor. Inhale down. Exhale up. Go your own pace if I go too crazily fast. Up and down and up and down and up. Again, you're choosing how low should you go. And 1 more. Inhale down. Exhale up and hug the knees in. And I'll separate my knees as wide as my shoulders. Give my hips a little release. You can circle your feet, stretching through those ankles. And we'll take our feet back down. We'll bridge up and pull that ball back out. Come onto your side, and you'll have to sit up for a second to position your ball. Hello. Okay, so it doesn't matter what side your head is on. I want you to come up and face forward. You're going to put the ball underneath the bottom of your rib cage. Drape your arm over for a second, and bend both knees. Now I'll set you up from here. So your top leg is going to slide straight out. Now the arm is propping you up. So take your top leg, extend it straight out. The arm is propping you up. I need you to reach it to the front windows. And you're going to drape your body over that ball and take your free hand behind your head. So anything that's touching the mat can be pushed into the floor to assist you coming up. So I'll start to come up. I squeeze my oblique. And then I stretch the oblique. I exhale up, inhale down. Can you feel this right here pulling you up? You should not feel this in your lower back. When you go over your ball, stay nice and light. I inhale up, I exhale down. Let's go up for 2 counts and over. Now that bottom shoulder should not be getting cranky because what's lifting you up is the oblique and a little bit of the glutes. If you want, you can add lifting a leg parallel to the floor, no higher, as you crunch up. You don't have to do the add-on. Check in with your back, the neck, the shoulder. And we'll go for 3 more. Looking strong today. And 2. And 1. And we'll stretch it over. Lovely. Take your free hand onto the floor in front of you and bring yourself up. Come onto your forearm. Prop yourself up. And take the ball between your thighs. I'm going to grab onto now one of my weights. So we're going to incorporate some weights. So my feet are together, the sides of my feet are together, the ball is between my knees. I want you to lift up this rib cage because if you don't, all this weight goes on your shoulder, okay? So we're going to take this weight, palm is facing you, elbow is bent, and my upper arm is glued to my side. I'm going to push into my ball as I lift that weight away from me and then come back down. So press and press. The sides of your feet should be together, which is going to make those knees come a little higher with that ball. And lift. And lift. Up and down. So instead of a clam, which is usually coming up, we're not doing an exact clam, right? We're working the inner thighs, the core, and the rotator cuff. If your neck is getting cranky looking straight ahead, you can look down at that elbow. But make sure the shoulder doesn't feel like it's just holding you up forever. Push off that arm and keep that rib cage lifted. Push down to your ball for 4, 3, good, 2, and 1. Now I want you to take the feet so they're not touching anymore. They're parallel to each other, okay? Bring this weight straight up. I'll squeeze the ball and return. Squeeze in the ball, return. That's it. Make sure those shoulders are connected to your back. There should be no strain to your neck. Push down. Push down. And we go for 4. Good. 3, 2, and 1. I take that ball in my hand, and I'm going to take my elbow towards that thigh and then stretch it out there. Slide across a shelf, reach it long. I want you to resist that knee coming in, so it's like I'm trying to push that leg out as it's coming in. Try to make sure your hips are stacked, the shoulders not feeling all that weight. I'm going to go for 4, 3, good, 2, and 1, and then stack those knees back in. I'm going to slide that weight away from me, and I'm going to press myself up off my mat, and my ball is going to come straight up. I want you to thread that needle and come straight up. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. I'm going to go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to sit up, grab onto my back shin, and stretch. So I'm going to use this hand to pull me over towards that side. Lovely. Okay, other side. So we get into that clam position, but we're not doing clam. We're doing inner thighs and rotator cuffs. So you see how the sides of my feet are together? They'll stay together. I put the ball right there between my knees and thighs. I make sure my shoulder, my elbow in a straight line. I'm going to pull this bottom rib cage up. I grab onto my weight. My upper arm is glued to my side. My palm is facing my torso. I'm going to press into the ball, bring that arm up. It's not a fling, so I shouldn't see that wrist doing anything funky. The weight should stay nice and solid, just like your wrist. That's it. You are rich with the health of your body, right? There we go. We have to train smart. We have to make sure we don't weight down that shoulder. The neck should not be getting cranky. We exhale as we push. Inhale, release. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, my ball will stay where it is. I'm going to take my feet, and now they're separated, okay, but they're parallel. I bring my arm straight up. My palm faces my thigh. I push in the ball, bring that arm down. So every time you press into the ball, that's like the air going out of the ball, so it's an exhale. And every time you exhale, the belly muscles are contracting even deeper. Good. And we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weight comes down, ball in the hand. I'm going to draw my elbow towards my thigh and stretch it long. And lengthen. So we're dusting a shelf with that inner thigh. So that requires a little bit of strength in that hip and outer thigh to have that leg lifted. Resist that movement. Resist coming in, lengthen going out. And 3. And 2. And 1. And I'm going to stack those knees and I'll sit up for my mermaid. Grab onto your back shin. Side stretch. And then we're coming down on this side for our side sit-ups. Don't you love side sit-ups? No? I love them. Okay, so the ball's at the base of our rib cage. We go back over our ball. Knees are towards the top edge of the mat. I'm going to take my top leg and slide it out there. Make sure your hips are stacked so we don't lean back. Okay? So straight top leg, right in line with your hip. The arm that's holding me up is going to reach forward and I drape my body over my ball. Everything should be open, the chest. And here we go. We exhale up for 2. Inhale down. Should you feel this in your back? No. So the oblique here is that diagonal side muscle, correct? And we just fire those glutes a little bit just to protect that lower back. The hips should still be stacked. Shoulders are stacked. And the exhale is on the up. Do not be craning the neck. Keep the neck in line with your spine. Now I'm going to add lifting that leg. You don't have to. So as I curl up, I lift that leg just hip height, no higher. Lengthen back down. You have to lengthen before you can strengthen. Nice stretch. Here's the strength. Take your time. I'm pushing anything that's touching the mat into that mat to lift me up. And 3. We've got 2 more to go. 2. Last 1. And I'll stretch nice and long. And the free hand will come to the mat to lift me up. Okay, so I want you to face the center of the room. You're going to need a weight on each side of your mat. And we're going to place the ball at the top of our sternum and lay on our stomachs, okay? So again, you don't have to use the props. So I'm going to start with my hands to the edges of my mat. So I'm already in a slight extension, which works through that lower back. So if this is not for you, if this is too much for you, you're going to get rid of your ball. Do the same exercise, but you'll be lying flat on the mat. Connect the shoulders to your back. Now, lower back issues, take your legs wider. If not, we'll take them about sits bone width apart. So I want you to press through the heel of your hands, lengthen the arms by the shoulders going down, and then bend your arms back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. So if straightening your arms is too much, you would just come up, press through those forearms. See, I'm not as high. I can't keep my forearms down and drape over. As I'm coming up, my shoulders will melt down the back. And my head is just along for the ride. So I'm not going to lead with my head like this. It's just lifting with the back. Give me 1 more. Press to the heel of those hands. Squeeze your seat and bring it all the way down. Now we're going to rehearse first without our weights. I want you to slide the elbows back behind you. So you feel your shoulder blades almost coming together. I want you to reach those arms nice and long. Now think of your pinkies sliding to the outside walls of the room. And you're going to come back, open the chest, bend your elbows, and come back to your start position. Reach long on an inhale. Pinkies pull apart. Exhale, squeeze your seat. come back in. Now, if you think your shoulders are okay with weights, grab onto the weights. If not, don't use weights. I push out, inhale. Exhale, pinkies pull apart. Bring it back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift and return. Inhale. Squeeze your seat a little deeper. Remember, we're not lifting the head by our necks. We're lifting the head because our back is lifting. Inhale. I don't change my neck. I just lift up my head. Does that make sense? Do you understand what to do with your necks? Yes? Yes. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Push it out. Pull it back. Bend the elbows and release. Slowly stretch back off that ball into a child's pose. Scoop the belly and round the back. Take time here to take a couple deep breaths, expanding that back and rib cage and then funneling it back in. And one more, inhaling and exhaling. And we'll bring it back up to a quadruped position. I want you to take that ball underneath your shin/ankle. The other leg is going to come forward into a 90-degree angle. Okay? You can have two hands on the mat. I want you to press through the foot that's in front and lift that back knee off the mat. Now I want you to drive that knee under the hip and then out. You can also be on your knuckles if that bothers your hands. You can have one hand on the mat, one hand on your thigh. That will give you a little more support. So see what's going to work for you. I exhale in, inhale out. Good. Lengthen it out. In, lengthen it out. Relax those shoulders, relax that neck. And we go for 3, lengthen, 2. Now hold this one in, bring it in a little further, little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that knee down, grab onto your weights, and stack your spine. Okay, we're going to do some side raises. We're going to go out and in. 2, good. 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to think of when you're bringing those weights up to the side, you're pouring a cup of coffee with both arms. So my thumbs sort of go down towards the floor, yes? And we'll go for 4, good. 3, 2, hold this one here. Can you flip your palms to face the ceiling? And we're going to come up and down. 2, 3. Make sure that you're moving your arms from your back muscles. Exhale on the up. Here we go. We go for 8, 7, 6, 5. Watch that neck. 4, 3. Got 2 more to go. Just 2 more. 2 and 1. And the weights will come back down. All right, bring that leg back and we'll switch to the other leg. Did that go okay for everybody? You don't have to use the ball. Okay? So I bring the ball behind the shin down towards the ankle. I take the other foot forward in a 90-degree angle. So my knee should be over that ankle. 2 hands can be on the floor. Remember, I also said you can have a hand on the thigh and a hand to the floor. You can be in knuckles if you need to be. All right, so I'm going to lengthen that leg back. Now come in under the hip and out. In and out. So you want to make sure that you're using the abdominals just as much as this front leg. Don't have a lot of weight on that ball. Without the ball, I'll show that modification. I'd be just tapping in and out. You would do a little tap. Or you can hold that leg back and do a lunge like this. So see what works for you, okay? How many more we have to do? 2. Hold this one in. Little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you feel your belly driving that ball in? It's tiny. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The knee comes down. Grab onto your weights and stack your spine. You can get rid of the ball if you need to. You can stand up and do the arm movements. We're going to take those arms out again. 1, 2. Exhale, 3. Inhale down. 4. We're pouring that coffee, yes? 5. And 6. 7. 8 more here. We go for 8. Only going parallel to the floor. 7. Belly in and up. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2 more. 2. Hold this one here. Flip those palms and we'll lift it up and down. Make sure that those shoulders are down. We're supporting the arms from those armpit muscles. We've got 8 more to go here. We go for 8. 7, you've got this. 6, 5, 4, don't just drop those arms, control. 2 more. And 1, weights come down. We release that leg. Grab onto your ball and have a seat on your mat. Okay. I want you to take the ball between your feet and grab onto weights. We're going to bend the elbows, knuckle to knuckle. Chest height, shoulders down. Feet are flexed, pressure on the ball, meaning the belly's pulling in and up. Inhale up to the front of the room, we'll twist twice. 1, further, 2. Inhale, center. Exhale to the back of the room for 2. Keep that ball tight, tight. Inhale, exhale. 1, further, 2. Inhale up, exhale. 1, 2. You're spiraling up that barbershop pole. You're growing taller and taller as we go. 1 more to the front, and then we'll finish with 1 to the rear. And release. Bend the knees. Keep the elbows bent, palms are turned in. We'll be lying all the way down the mat and crunching to come back up. If you lie all the way down, you're not coming back up, you don't have to go all the way down, okay? I'm also going to show you a different way if you can't get back up, what to do as well. So I'm going to show you modifications first. Keep my elbows bent. I'm going to come down to the mat, keep the ball tight. I'll nod my chin to my chest, and I'll take my back hand and punch it to the front corner. Lower my head back down. The opposite hand will go across to the opposite corner. So you see how I'm just lifting my head and shoulders, okay? That's a modification here. Otherwise, I'm going to keep my arms glued to my side. I'll come up to a diagonal. I'll punch, and I'll come all the way down. I nod my chin to my chest, find that lower back, press into the ball, and punch. I can also come halfway down and punch. So I've showed you 3 different ways. Can you pick one now, and let's move. Okay. So we take our chin to our chest, exhale, press, come back down, inhale. Peel yourself up and press, come back down. And punch, and come back down. No momentum. You work at your own pace. And press. Make sure that ball is nice and tight. And bring it down. And we punch, exhale. Inhale down. Can you give me 1 more each direction? We started to the front. We'll come down. We'll finish to the rear and back down. Bend the knees. My feet are now closer towards me. My arms are in a 90-degree angle. I'm going to reach those weights behind me, and I'm going to drive my elbows towards my thighs, and my thighs will come up towards your elbows. Now my back is heavy here. Keep it heavy as you tap your toes and the weights away from each other. Crunch up. So if you want, you can take the head up. Shh. When you're tapping your toes and your weights, try to keep your back heavy, please. Shh. Good. I'm going to keep building on this one. If this is good enough and you're feeling you're working, you can also just keep your head down. You still contract those abdominal muscles. Here's what I'm going to do to add on. I'm going to hold it up. I'm going to lengthen my arms and my legs. Bring it back to that 90 degrees and tap back down. Crunch up, lengthen. Back in, tap down. Take your time, never feeling strain to your neck. If you're keeping your head down the whole time and you're adding that extension, your legs will not want to be too low. It'll be too much to have that lower back support you. We got this. Straight, bend, tap. 3 more. 2 more. Watch your back, watch your neck. 1 more. And hug those knees in, and the weights will rest on those shins. Relax those shoulders. You can look to one side of the room to release your neck, and then look to the other. Good. Weights down to the mat like you're holding candlesticks. Take your feet to the floor and take your toes on top of the ball. Legs are in parallel, heels are off the ball. I'm going to roll my ball out and bring my arms straight up to the ceiling. And then from my back of the legs and abdominals, I'm going to pull that ball back in as my weights go back down to my side. Bring the weights straight up on the inhale. Exhale, lengthen those arms, tap your weights to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. If you want, on the exhale, you can curl up. Remember, you never have to curl up. Where should the weights go when the legs are straight out? Straight up over your chest, right? I don't want to see them coming back like this. That's going to probably eventually strain your shoulders, and it's definitely arching my back off the floor. Good. So I bring it up, and I crunch it in. Inhale. I'm going to keep reminding you that you never have to lift your head. And don't think to yourself, but I'm not working my abdominals. Oh, you are working your abdominals whether you're lifting your head or not. Shh. You contract those muscles. Now, hold it still. The knees are bent. The arms are reaching long. Your front toes stay on. Your back toes are off. Okay? We're going to do little hammer curls. My ball goes out. I curl those weights to my shoulders and bring it back in. We're going to do 8 of those. Inhale. Exhale. 6. Head up or head down. 5. 4. 3. 2. Hold center, switch the feet, and go. Out. Curl it in. Put your head down whenever you need to. 5 and 4. 3. Good. 2 and 1. Weights go down. 2 feet on the ball. I want you to take your arches of your feet to the very top of that ball. Okay? So we're going to try and do a bridge here. Now, if you know this is too much for you today, you're going to straddle the ball and your feet will go to the floor. Same thing we're going to do. It's just your feet will be down, ours will be up. I'm going to bridge up. Exhale. Inhale, everything comes down. Pressing through those weights. So we're going to lift up, press through those weights, arms are long, come back down. And legs together, feet together, bridge up. Remember the modification. Feet to the floor. We bridge up, I'm working just as hard. Just a little centimeter, not as hard, maybe, with the feet on the floor. We'll do 3 more. Shh. Bring it back down. 2 more. Lifting up, inner thighs activate. Last one. And release. Feet on top of that ball. Roll the ball all the way out. Flex your Pilates V and bring those arms straight up and turn the palms to face your thighs. Nod the chin to your chest. Reach those weights towards your toes and curl up and towards those toes. And let's bring it back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nod that chin to your chest. Find that lower back. Flex those feet. Press the back of those legs to the floor. Roll it back. Melt those shoulders. No momentum, please. Nod that chin to your chest. Find that lower back. Curl up and over. Feet are flexed. Reach those arms long. Connect those shoulders to your back. Melt it down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nod that chin to your chest. Inhale. 2. Exhale. Inhale. 2. Exhale. Can you give me 2 more? No momentum. You don't have to go all the way down. There's so many ways to modify. You only have 1 more left to do, please. And here we go. Make this your best one yet. We peel off that mat, drive the back of those legs down. I reach forward, and I stack my spine here. And I'm going to take my front foot off my ball. Try to sit tall. I'm going to roll the ball towards me. The same arm that matches the leg is going to rotate and press back out. And lengthen. Try not to slouch. Try to stay real tall. The one arm stays out there. If you need to, get rid of that weight. 3 and 2 and 1. Lower the arms for a quick break for the arms, and we'll switch the leg out. So the ball's underneath my ankle. Bring those weights up. Shoulders connected to your back. I row and pull and bring it out. And 6 and 5. Here's 4. You're wringing water out of that rib cage. 3, 2, and 1. And give those arms a break. Okay, so we're going to take that ball back between the feet again. We're going to reach those arms long and reach over towards those toes. Pour coffee with both hands and connect the knuckles together. As you bend your elbows, you're going to lengthen your spine straight up. So my weights now are towards the top of my sternum. Keep pressure on the ball. Keep your feet flexed. Exhale, round halfway back. Lock it in. So I'm rounded. I'm not, catch me, I'm falling. I'm rounded. Open the arms to a T. Start to have those thumbs point down towards the floor. Pull the arms back as your head comes forward and rest your knuckles on the mat behind you. Make sure your shoulders are connected to your back, not lifting up to your ears. Lift those arms up as high as you can. Circle them out, palms face now the floor. Pour coffee with both hands. Your knuckles connect. You stack up your spine, bending those elbows. We exhale, keep those arms with you. Press into your ball. Open those arms to a T. The thumbs will point down. The arms will go behind you. Knuckles touch the floor. Your head goes forward towards the thighs. Press through the back of those legs to lift those arms up as high as you can. Keep them just as high as you circle forward, palms face the floor. Pour coffee. Zip up, inhale. Exhale, press into your ball as you round back. Melt those shoulders, eyes to navel. Open out to a T. Thumbs point down. Knuckles go to the floor. Head goes towards your thighs. Press into the mat with the legs to lift up, opposition. Circle around. My arms go forward. My belly goes back. Pour coffee. Zip up, inhale. Nice and tall. Exhale, squeeze into your ball as you round. Melt those shoulders. Open the arms to a T. Thumbs go down, knuckles come back, head goes forward. Lifting up, circling it around, pour that coffee, and stack the spine and release. Okay, we're going to come on to kneeling. Weights are in front of you so we can have them ready, okay? All right, so you're almost there. All right, so if you can't be on your knees, you can do the same thing on your side, okay? The ball into our hands. So you're going to mirror me. This leg is going to be straight, so you'll be on that hip, okay? Take the ball out in front of you, chest height. Feel like you're pushing your hips to that wall in front of you. We're going to take this, you're going to mirror me, pass it behind you, and bring it back forward. Same direction. Pass it around and come forward. Yep. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. Now, mirror me again with the ball. Then I'm going to take this ball down to the floor in this hand behind my head. So it's a ball, so don't rely on it to balance you, okay? I want you to feel the hips still pushing forward. Make the straight leg even longer and lighter. And we're going to lift this leg up and down. So if you want, you can even come down like this and lift that leg up and down. So this is for someone who can't be on their knees, or if this is bothering your hips, okay? Give me 2 more, and hold that leg up. Woo. And we're gonna do little circles. Round to come up, round to come up, and 3, and 2, reverse, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back up. Switch legs. The other leg will come out. The ball starts up here again. So before you guys drape over your ball that are on the mat, we'll sit up. And we'll take that ball. Inhale to exhale. We're trying to keep that ball as high as we can. We don't automatically just drop it behind us. We're trying to open up the front of the body. And 1 more. Inhaling and exhaling. The arms will go out to a T. Mirror me. Seesaw those arms. Hand goes behind the head. Push those hips forward. And we're going to lift up and down. Think of that leg getting longer and lighter. 2 more. How's that hip doing? Hold this one up, and we'll circle. Round to come up. 4, 3, 2, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we'll bring it back up. Come on to this side. All right, so you're going to mirror me again. So once you take your legs, add a little further. And then once you take your top leg and put it onto the mat in front of the bottom leg. Okay? If you have a wrist or shoulder issue, I want you to come on to your forearm instead. Okay? Yep. And I want you to lock these shoulders down. The worst thing you can do is have these shoulders up like this. The ball is going to be into my hand. Palm is up. I'm going to lift the ball up with my hips and do a side stretch. And I'll come back down, keeping my legs braided. Don't come down like a lead balloon. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, follow that ball. And last one. Lifting up, 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 up. And bringing it down. Okay, so now we're going to go into mermaid. So I'm going to take my ball down. Can you hold yourself up like this with your legs this close? If not, you're going to separate those legs and come here. Every day is a different day. So just because you could do it stacked yesterday doesn't mean today it's going to work. So I'm going to grab onto my back shin and side stretch. Feels lovely. Palms up. Hand to the floor, melt to the elbow, stretch over a barrel. Now use that hand that's on your mat to give you some support coming back up. Grab onto that back shin. Inhale. To exhale, palms up. Seesaw. Forearm, side stretch. Bring it all the way up, and we'll take the hands down, and we'll swing the legs around the other side. All right, so we start with our mermaid. So my feet will go further out. I take my top leg in front of my bottom leg. So my legs, my inner thighs, we call this braided, okay? I'll grab onto my ball, palms facing up. Remember, modification for shoulder issues, you can be here. Let me tell you too, if you tried it on the other side and coming down like this wasn't enough support, keep your bottom leg down and lift up this way. That will give you even more support, okay? All right. Shoulders down, belly in. We inhale, follow the ball. Exhale, keep those inner thighs braided. So my inner thighs, see how they're still touching? They're still connected. Bring it back down. Inhale, nice and smooth. Exhale. Last one. I think I just did an extra one. It's okay. Bring it down. Mermaid. Ball goes down. So the legs either stacked. If you can't hold yourself up, if you're tipping, then open up the legs, okay? Palms up, grab onto your back shin, pull over, inhale. Exhale, palms up. Onto the hand, onto the forearm. I'm molding over a barrel, I'm not falling into it. Okay, so pause, I see this, I want this. Everything is facing forward. Bring it up, grab on, inhale. Exhale. Now keep everything facing me. Everything facing me. Stretch. Press that hip down. Bring it back up. And release. Okay. Turn to face the center of the room. Grab onto your ball. It's going to start to roll down the shins. So I'm going to rounded position. I'm going to roll it down. Fingertips are on that ball. Round it back forward. So when I round it down, the ball needs to be more on my wrist, forearm. So I've got room for my fingertips to take that ball. Round forward. Inhale back. So I'm going to stay inside this tractor tire. I'm going to stay rounded. My chin's going to stay to my chest, eyes to my navel. Inhale back, belt those shoulders. Exhale, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to inhale to the tops of my knees. And now as I exhale, I want you to straighten your legs and roll the ball to the tops of your feet. And give a little push down. You should feel a stretch on the top of your foot. Navel is going to press back, shoulders are going to melt, and head is heavy. Good. Then we're going to stack up that spine, let go of the ball. I want you to cross one leg over that quad, flex the foot, and then hinge forward. This is a piriformis stretch for the glutes. And the foot that's off the mat, I'm going to put it down on the mat and twist over that leg, sitting taller, taller, and taller. And I'll unwind and switch the legs out. So the opposite leg will cross over that quad. I'll flex my straight leg foot. I will hinge forward. I'm not rounding, I'm hinging. As my chest is coming forward, my glute should be pressing back. Don't forget to breathe and relax the neck and shoulders. The foot that's off the mat, place it to the floor. I'm going to twist over my bent leg, spiraling even taller, opening my chest more. Good. And then face forward. Bottoms of your feet will be together. Grab onto your ankles, and your elbows will push your knees down. And the closer your heels are to you, the more the stretch. This is an inner thigh stretch, a little bit of hips. Don't forget to breathe. Then we'll stack our spine. We'll sit cross-legged, whatever way your legs and knees allow you. But I don't want you to slouch down. So I want beautiful posture. I want you to give me a nice big inhale up. And as you inhale up, your spine comes up with you. On the exhale, it does not come down. We stay lifted. And again, inhale. Can you go taller off your seat? Stay just like that as you exhale. And give me one more. Inhale, even lighter on your seat. And exhale, hands will go flat. I want you to take your ear to your shoulder. Bring it back up, opposite side. Bring that chin to your chest. And I want you to slide it across. You can look at one shoulder and then look at that hip. Slide that chin back to center. And I'll roll it to the opposite side. I'll look down to that hip. Keep looking down as I bring my neck back to center, and I'll bring that head all the way back up. I want you to look to one side of the room, just making sure our necks don't leave here cranky. A lot of crunching today. And then the neck will go the other direction, and you have made it. Yes! Good job today. Woo! Great way to start your day.